Jumbo good people, welcome to the Africa Diaspora News Channel. I'm your host, African Tigress from Nairobi, Kenya, here to keep you posted with everything happening across the motherland or issues of interest to the motherland. So in case you're not subscribed to this platform, go ahead, subscribe and tap the bell for notification so that you can always get notified whenever we are posting. Well, some news coming from Uganda. I've always talked about how Chinese mistreat their workers on the continent, and it's a very sad thing that this has not stopped. There's been cases of Chinese mistreating, Kenyans beating their employees in Zambia, locking up, their workers in Nigeria, like all over across the continent. They're doing all these atrocities to the citizens. People who are just trying to put bread on the table, to just provide, to just survive. Well, some sad news coming from Uganda. A Ugandan man was assaulted. His Chinese boss kicked his manhood while he was working. This young man, who's a student of Chambogo University in Uganda, was just trying to look for means to feed his family during this lockdown and to also provide for the mom. Peter Waiswa, a Chambogo University student, has been hospitalized after his Chinese boss at Global Paper Limited allegedly kicked his manhood last week. The second-year student is currently admitted at CPR Medical Center in Mukono town after being assaulted by the head of the plywood department at Global Paper Limited, who is only identified as Liu. Waiswa secured employment at Global Paper in Balala, Mukono, after education institutions were closed down due to COVID-19. According to Waiswa, he decided to work to raise money for tuition and support his single mother to care for his 9 siblings. Waiswa was admitted at CPR on Monday after developing abdominal pains, which affected his movement. He explains that Liu kicked his manhood without any explanation as he was picking plywood offcuts from the warehouse. He says he's feeling a lot of abdominal pains and is now worried about being discharged from the hospital without stabilizing due to the high medical cost involved. His medical bill has since accumulated to over 400,000 Ugandan shillings. A clinical officer at CPR says Waiswa arrived at the facility in severe pain because of the injury in his private parts. We didn't consider money first since the patient was badly off. The patient couldn't move well due to the fact that he had been severely injured around his private parts. We have begun monitoring the patient from day one. The human resource manager at this Global Paper Company Limited has refused to comment on the same issue, but the matter has been reported to the police station. It's very devastating. This person was trying to raise money to live during this period and raise money for his tuition fee, only to be slapped with a medical bill. Now he's going to pay a lot more in medical bills than he could have earned. I hope these Chinese will be held accountable for this, and I hope they don't get away with it. And I hope Peter Waiswa gets the justice he deserves. I really don't understand why we keep allowing this to happen in our nations. A lot of times, the leaders, officials, and police get corrupted, and maybe Peter might never see justice. And it's very devastating. Maybe it's upon time our citizens, the citizens of Uganda, marched to the company and demanded justice for this young man who was only trying to fend for his family. I'm tired of these Chinese issues on the continent. Looks like they have somebody somewhere who's protecting them, who is giving them the protection that they need to do whatever they want to do in the continent. It's tiring. And something needs to be done. Maybe it's about time our citizens stood up and demanded for justice and demanded for fair treatment. Can you imagine if a Ugandan man kicked a Chinese in China that man would be as good as dead. Like that would be the end of that person. But the audacity, the confidence they have to do whatever they want to do on the continent, it's just so appalling. When you go to any people's country, when you go to a people's land, you have to respect the people. And you have to respect the laws of the land. But it looks like it's different when it comes to the motherland. It looks like Chinese are small gods in this continent, and they can do whatever they want to do. I hope my brothers and sisters on the continent will wake up, we rise, and know who we truly are, and not allow people to come from somewhere to disrespect and mistreat us on our land. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, African Tigress, for such and more news coming from the continent. Until then, kwaheri.